Morning, everyone. Welcome to this morning's edition of Pre-Market Pulse, 7th of July, 2025. Will be a very quick one this morning. Obviously, US markets were shut overnight or Friday night for the Independence Day holiday. So it'll be a quick flick through here. We saw obviously markets rally on Friday afternoon in the Aussie market. Closing near those record highs. Asia was a little bit softer, but obviously, as you can see there, we were closed for Independence Day in the States, so nothing really to report overall. Industry futures were down about probably half to 0.7%. So maybe expect a little bit of weakness today. Obviously, they're relevant again. Closed for Independence Day. A little bit of action in the commodities. Platinum sort of faded away. Silver continued to rally a little bit. Sort of sitting, still towards those, towards those 15-year highs. Copper had a small pullback as well. But yeah, I think silver drifted towards that record high. That 15-year high around about 37.40, but the high was only about 37.16. Copper again, $5.14 and a half. The high around there is $5.30. So we're really struggling for any sort of movements. So I won't keep you too long at all this morning. This week we've got the BRICS summit today, and Bailey speaking tonight. Over the course of the weekend, the media and all of the economists and bank economists, etc., are putting a lot of pressure on the RBA for more rate cuts. Now that there's a smell of rate cuts, they're pressuring for several rate cuts. It would be very odd for that to be the case, in any normal circumstances, but the market is heavily addicted to cheap money, so we'll see if the RBA bows to pressure there. A little bit of, obviously, corporate news towards the end of the week, and then we will kick off proper earnings season in the US next week with the banks, probably midweek. I think Wells Fargo is around about Wednesday. So not too much this week to be looking out for, apart from there could be some statements out of the BRICS summit. The RBA rate decision, we'll just have to look at the press conference there. Apparently it's a foregone conclusion for 25 more, to see how many more will come. Out of the weekend newspapers, you could clearly see auction rates went back through the roof in the property market. Everything's gone bid again. So, even though it's not supposed to be a political decision, it very clearly is a political decision. Now that the election's out of the way, may see the RBA get a little bit hardline, because all they're effectively doing is creating a housing bubble. We are now officially the most expensive housing market in the world here in Sydney, and that's what they're going to have to start to realise at some stage is that Gen X and Gen Y, the next generations coming through, are going to be the biggest voting demographics within the next 10 years. So going to have to do something about that. FOMC minutes I wouldn't expect too much out of. There's been a lot of Fed talk. So that really wraps it up for this morning. So a very quick one. We'll obviously we will probably know a fair bit more tomorrow once the US opens. But unfortunately, while Big Brother's closed, we don't tend to move a hell of a lot. So don't expect anything much out of today. We will speak again tomorrow. General advice warning. The content presented in this presentation is intended for informational purposes only and provides general advice only. It does not take into account your personal objectives, financial situation, or specific needs. This information should not be the sole resource when making investment decisions. We strongly recommend you seek the advice of a financial professional.